Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another journaling on a budget video. Today we are going to make stamped corners, and these are just really nice to add to your pages as you're going in and finishing up your journal. And so I just wanted to show you how you can make some of your own. Now the first way to do it, if you want to have a nice square corner and you don't know if the foam that you have is square or not. Like I know that this edge is not necessarily straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just slide that through my cutter, hold it nice and tight, and just cut it straight. Now, no matter what angle it is or anything, we know that this is a straight line. So then what we'll do is we will put that straight line up at the top of our cutter and go ahead. I'm going to go to 1.5 inches, and I'm going to make a 1.5 inch square. So I know that this line is straight. So now I am going to cut. And see, this side was not straight. It's smaller here than it is here. But we know now that this is a square corner right here. Now I'm going to put this line that we just cut at the 1.5 inch mark and cut that. And then I am going to put the last one up here and just kind of check and make sure that that is 1.5 inches also, and it is. So now we have a perfectly 1.5 inch square. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use my cutter to cut this, or you can just use a ruler and make a line. You can just eyeball it and cut it with your scissors, but I'm going to cut it straight from corner to corner. And that is going to give me 2 pieces. Now I'm going to make sure that I line this up really well with the edge of my blade so that it cuts right on the point. And I'm going to hold it. And now I have 2 corners with a right angle right here. Okay, so now we have some corners cut. And I already had a couple done here. And then what you're going to do, just like all of our other fun foam stamps, is we are going to put some kind of a pattern on it. Now remember that what's going to show is the yellow. That's what's going to be your corner. If you wanted to try and make something really fancy, you could color the yellow back really hard except for some parts to get, just the lines. But we're just going to put some kind of a design on here, knowing that we're going to wind up with a solid corner of some sort with some lines in it. Now, I've just done this. If I want to make sure, I'm pushing that back really well. If I want to make sure that this side looks like this side, you can take it and fold it corner to corner, match it up really well, and then push down where you just drew. Okay, because what's going to happen is that leaves then a little bit of a mark from your ink on the other side, and then you will know where to draw so that your 2 sides are pretty symmetrical. They're not going to wind up absolutely perfect, but they're going to be pretty close if you do it that way. So I'm just going to make sure that I push that one down really well. And then let's just put a line across here. And then another one here. And you can make these as intricate as you want them to be. I'm not going to do super intricate right now because of the time that it would take. And the thing is that you just try it. If you don't like it, then you go ahead and you just do another one. And we'll put maybe one more dot here. And I'm a little bit off. So it kind of goes like this a little bit, but that's okay. And then we'll just do something over here. Maybe we'll just go like this. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up right here. And then maybe something like this. And then again, if I want that to be kind of the same on the other side, pretty close, I'm going to fold it over point to point and then give it a push right there where I just drew. And that's going to give me those lines. Now this is really close to this one, so I'm going to have to move them back a little bit. So I'm going to kind of come inside that line. And then I'm going to come under this line and then under this line to move that away from the line I just drew. And there we go. Now we have got a corner. And then what you do is you just go ahead and glue it onto a piece of cardboard, and this is just a cereal box. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. And you want to make sure that you get to the edges so that it adheres down pretty nicely. Kind of just smush it around just a little bit. Line it up with the corners. Now I do like to cut my cardboard for these the same shape as my corner. Especially, I like to make sure that I did make sure that I had 2 straight lines here. I cut it again with my cutter because I want to be able to line that up really well so that I know exactly where the corner of that stamp is. And take off a little bit of that glue before I cut it. Get it back up to the corner. Because when you make sure that you have a perfect corner like this, you can not only use it as a corner, I'll show you how you can use it as a decorative medallion. And so just give that a press. Again, make sure that it's lined up really well. When you use wet glue and you glue your things together, the foam likes to slide. So just make sure that you get it lined up really well. And then I'm going to cut it off. Just like that. Alrighty. Now normally you would make sure that you let them dry because you don't want them to move. But for the sake of the video, we're going to just go ahead and we're going to see what that looks like right away. Okay, so we just, what I did there was I took a piece of masking tape and I just folded it up so that it had wings like this, and then hold those wings back and stick it on your project. Now if you have a really little project, hold your wings back like this before you set it down and then let the wings come out. It works a little bit easier. Okay, now you can see that it's sticking off the edges here and here, and we don't want that. So we're just going to fold our handle down, come to the front side, and just trim that off right with the edge. Just keep your handle folded down and trim it off again. And there we go. We still have our handle. Now our handle has a little shape to it, but that's okay. And it's not in our way. So there we go. This is what this corner looks like. Now we'll see what it looks like stamped. I just have a piece of cardstock here. And just an ink pad. Just want to make sure that I get ink all over the place. And then you can look at it just to make sure that it's there. And then we're just going to come up to this corner. I'm not going to put it, well, I guess I could put it exactly in the corner. Line it up with the corner, give it a good press. Give the ink a minute to sink into your paper. Just give it a nice, like, rub press. Don't push super, super hard because you could actually push down your design. And this is now what our design looks like. Now, if you have one with square corners, what you can do is you can use it to make a medallion. Well, that's what I call them. I don't really know what they are, but let's get some ink on our stamp again. And I'm just going to stamp it right here, right in the middle of my page. Be careful if you get ink on your fingers not to get it on your paper. And then I'm going to get my ink again. I want to make sure that I have it everywhere on my stamp. I'm not getting it in this corner right here. Okay, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to line it up. As best as I can and just stamp it. Oh, and I moved it. Well, too late now. So there's that one. Whoops. I got ink all over my hand. Okay. We're going to get another one. Again, making sure that I've got ink on the whole thing. Turn my page. Now, this is my point. This point needs to go to the middle. I need to remember that. I'm going to line that up as best I can. There we go. And one more time. Now, I did not plan this for those edges to match up with each other, but they're actually matching up pretty good. Not perfectly, but considering that's not the way I planned it, that's pretty cool. And then you're going to take your final one, and this should fit fairly well because we cut an actual square corner. Just press that one in there. And there we go. Now that's a little darker for a second because it's wet, but isn't that cool? So when you make sure that you have an actual corner, then you can go ahead and do it this way. Now sometimes I just cut a triangle. Now this is not an actual, what would you call that? I don't know, and I'm not going to say it because my brain's not working today. But, well, I guess it is. But this one I just kind of cut freehand. So it may not line up as well because I think that this side looks a little longer than this side. But here's another one that I made. And then here is another one. And I think I have one more. Yep. And I have this one right here. And this one I just kind of rounded my edges. So I'll show you what these ones look like. Just get some ink on them. And so you can do them, you know, you can make them like a dome kind of rounded on there. You can do them scallopy like I did this one right here. All different sorts of designs, and I did not put this up to the corner. But there's that one. And let's see, then we've got this one. I'm just gonna put it on the corner here. Try and line this one up better maybe. And there's that one. And I had ink on my hand, so I just smeared it on the paper. So let's see here. We've done this one, and that one, and that one, so we have this one left to go. Now this one I did actually cut with my cutter. So I know that I've got a good angle on it. And that's what that one looks like. So there's that one. And then that one. And this one. And that's the one we did together. And that's what it looks like as a medallion. And I'm going to try this one as a medallion because I know that it's an actual real good corner. I want to say 45, but it's actually, I think it's a 90-degree angle, but I don't know. and I was a math major in school. So, you know, that's just what happens when you get old and your brain stops working. So we'll put down that one. I'm going to turn it, making sure that I have the correct point to the center. I don't have any ink on that part. And when you're doing these, you do want to try and match them up so that they touch. Or you could purposefully just leave a little bit of like an 1/8 of an inch gap or something if you wanted to, and that would be really kind of cool too. Final piece. And of course, be careful to keep your hands out of your ink pad so you don't have all these smudges on your paper. Oh, messed that one up. I didn't get it pressed there, but look at that. Isn't that cool? So you can make yourself some little decorative squares. You can make the corners, and I just think that these turn out really, really cool. And we're going to use these on some of our pages. And I know I keep saying we're getting ready to put the book together, and we are, so I figured it was time to get certain things together. So start to get some pockets together and get things that we can decorate the pages with. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I really think that they look really great. And I wonder if I turn it this way if you can see the whole thing, because I really like all of those corners. I like how they turned out. And so far, I don't know that I've done one that I really don't like. You know, I mean, these are pretty simple. And, you know, these are a little bit more intricate. I like all of them. So go ahead and try and make some yourself. They're really fun to play with. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate you stopping by. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.